Well, boys and girls, it looks like Gran Turismo 7 have officially lost their minds, or have they? Let's find out, because today they have released a daily race where you can't lose any DR or SR at all whatsoever. So this should just be absolute carnage, right? I imagine there's so many content creators right now just moist at the idea of doing this and thinking of all the videos we can make. Well, I'm going to try and beat them, all right? So let's jump on it straight away. First thing, it's 9 AM at the time of this recording, so I'm going to jump straight on. We're going to go in the Ford GT because I checked the leaderboards, and it looks like that is the weapon to be in. So we're going to jump in, first race. We're going to start the back. Let's see how it goes. Now, before this first race got underway, I just thought I'd put rip everyone into the chat already, because I fully expect everyone to have a basically rip. Basically, I thought this lobby, there's one kind of way to phrase this lobby up, it would be RIP. First, we start the race just looking into the gravel, or the tarmac, I should say, and I thought that was a lovely way to start this race. But we're starting in P10 because we haven't qualified, so that's where we're going to start, quite clearly. We've got Max behind us, and another Brit in P12 there. 12 cars seems to be the maximum limit for this race. So we are at Daytona. We're at the oval circuit, okay? Everyone is pretty much in a Ford GT because that is the thing to be in. That's the car. If you look at the leaderboards, a Ford GT is the way to go. If you're going to go in any other car, I think you just can give yourself a massive handicap straight away. So we'll get this race underway. Now, my expectations of race one, we're starting at the back. I expect some sort of carnage, as you'd expect it because I haven't qualified. And we're just going to see how this race gets underway. Technically, I'm going to say it's 2 corners. You could say it's 3 or 4, however you want to class it when it comes to oval racing. But I'm just going to say we got 2 corners here, essentially. And yeah, we're going to get onto the suck of the Spaniard in P9, and we're going to see if we can drag our way up through the field. Technically, we should be able to do it. If we all work as a team in this race, we could push ourselves forward to the front of the pack, and then we could have a really good race all the way to the end. Spaniard scares the man from Greece there, or lady, Tragic Chicken, scares the chicken, and already you can see the excellent servers that Gran Turismo 7 currently occupy are working superbly, and absolutely no issues whatsoever with the game. It is running perfectly. Okay, so that little incident, there's a little incident going up ahead as well. That little incident is promoting us up to P9. Now, my tactic for this one is to basically get the suck, stay as low as I can. Don't go up high like these guys. I know they're trying to follow the slipstream with P6. Not going to work. Stay low at Daytona. If you stay low, it's the quickest line. Just get it done. There's no tyre or anything, so just get it done. It is the quickest way around this circuit. So they're going to go 3 wide on the straight, and I'm just going to try, again, stick to left and get all the suck that I can. Now, this one I'm a little bit confused. I don't really know where to go. Do I go left? Do I go right? These two start to get less friendly with each other, I guess. And there's our first victim. Oh, and then I've hit someone else, and yep, here we go. This is what I was expecting. Oh, someone's been hit, and I'm dead. This is the point where I found out there's damage in this race. Don't know why. I don't know why they've decided. I don't know why there's damage on when the SR and DR is turned off. Why is damage turned on still? Like, don't do that. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, because if you crash at this thing, you're pretty much out of it already, aren't you? So I suppose, well, if you crash and you're out of it, you know, adding salt to the wound, really, having damage on. I mean, it's not going to do anything. It'll go in 30 seconds, and, you know, you're pretty much dead already. So, unfortunately, after that, we're P12. Now, I did manage to work my way up the field 1 position, and it was with this Brit that's alongside me right now. Now, I'll be honest with you, there was a part of me that did kind of want to yeet him, because I just wanted to see what it'd be like, because, you know, because there's no SR-DR loss, there's that, I don't know what it is, it just brings out the dirty driver in you. This is why I fully expect these lobbies to be absolutely filthy. So I got the inside here, kind of forces me off the track there, got nowhere to go, so I was like, I'm going to force myself back on, and yeah, we have a crash as we cross the line, and we finished P11 in this one. No real surprise. If you're going to do this race, if you wipe out at all, it's game over. It's 7 laps. You can't recover from it. You've got to stay in the tow the whole time. So word of advice, if you're going to do this race, make sure that you stay in the tow and avoid any accidents if you can. Alrighty then, let's have a look at the replay. So we're on board with me here, and it just gets really, really messy quickly, doesn't it? There's not really a lot I could do there, I don't think. I was kind of just like a passenger. As I smack into the wall there, I don't think like there was much to. Jumping aboard with Max here. Again, it's just just people pushing and barging, and there's this whole thing of, you know, pushing someone along to try and, you know, set a faster lap time and push up the field, and it just encourages this kind of contact, you know. And yeah, when it's a little bit laggy as well, it doesn't help. I mean, look at this. I mean, I don't feel like anyone's really trying to be malicious, but yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, just not good, not good, not good. Okay then, let's qualify for the next race. And my one bit of advice for you, if you're going to qualify for this event, is when you're on the banking section, just before you start your lap, start as high as you can, okay? Because there is a dip on the end of that corner, and the dip is slightly higher on the right-hand side, so you'll get a little bit more speed as you cross the start line here. As you can see, I'm 3, 4, 5,000 temps up. It doesn't sound like a lot, because it's not. It really, really is tiny, but trust me, it makes the world of difference to your time, because it's so marginal. It is so marginal. It's unbelievable. Now, through the banking sections here, you have to just try and keep it as low as you can, and the transition, you've got to keep it nice and smooth from the banking section to when it goes flat. You've got to keep it smooth. The smoother it is, the quicker your time will be. Now, every time the left side of the car is just flirting with the yellow lines. So you just got to get as close as you can. Again, keep that transition out of the banking section as smooth as you can. And if you want, you can go to the left here and just try and find the quickest way to the finish line. And we set a 50.682. At the time as well, I believe that was quick enough for 4th fastest in the world. That was at the time of recording. That was like 10 AM. So I very much doubt by the time this video comes out, still in the top 10. But that should give you a good idea of exactly what you need to do. Alrighty then. Race 2. Let's see if we can get ourselves a big fat dub now that we are starting on pole position. So again, once more, 12 cars in here. You're going to get the odd person using a different car, but the 4GT for me is the one to go in. Certainly for qualifying anyways. Maybe in the race, if you're in the tow, you could use another car. I haven't tried it, I'll be honest. But the 4GT seems to be the one to go in. So the question is, can we win our first race in one of these Daily Race A lobbies? It's actually a Daily Race A is what it is technically. So whatever the Daily Race A slot used to be, this is now taken over, and I don't mind. I don't mind that whatsoever. So let's get this race underway then. 3, 2, 1, let's go, go, go. So here we are then at Daytona for race 2, 7-lap race. The oval circuit, we're not going to use the infield in this one, no chance in hell, and we are starting on pole position. 7 laps, the conditions are beautiful, the sun is shining, there's barely a cloud in the sky, and we have, I don't know, how long's a lap at Daytona mile-wise? I don't know, I haven't got the information. Anyways, I'm just waffling. Right, okay, so starting in P1 then, I fully expect the boys and girls behind me to get a massive tow, and then they can either decide to give me a bump, which is what they did, or they could try and overtake me, and thankfully on this occasion decide to give me a bump, and that is exactly what I want. I basically want to stay as low as I can the whole time. As we can see, there's a death already. Okay, see you later, mate. So that guy's gone, and yep. So there's one less person to worry about in that one. So they're gone, and we're still P1 is the main thing. But as I was saying, you want to stay as low as you can, I should say, and just pray to the Gran Turismo gods, okay, that no one is going to try and mess you up essentially by getting enough of a tow to get their front end in line with your rear end and essentially just swipe to try and take you out. You don't want that, all right? You don't want that in your life. It's not healthy. It's not good. But so far so good. We haven't actually had that. Now I was a little bit skeptical because you can see they're going too wide here on the main straight, and I was expecting the white 4GT to get maybe a bit more of a bump drive from the chap behind, but that didn't happen. So that is good news for me as we again stay on that low line. No one can really overtake you unless on the outside line they work together more as a team. But thankfully, because the chap behind me keeps pushing me along, it's basically guaranteeing me that I'm going to stay in P1. Now the P2 does swap there. It is now the Frenchman. He manages to sneak up the inside. The chap in P2 did leave the door open slightly, and this guy just absolutely went for it, so fair play. He's now in P2, so let's see if the Frenchman is going to help us all the way to the end. I really, really hope he does, because I want a W. I want to win it. Does it mean anything? Absolutely not. But it don't matter. It's a bit of fun, right? Don't go into these races, boys and girls. Do not go into these races taking it seriously. There's absolutely no point. It's just a laugh, and so far, it's a lot of fun. Like, if you just go into the race aiming to have fun, you will have fun. That's it. Don't worry about it. Anyways, right. So, as you can see, there's a little bit of contact in this train that we've got on here. About 5 cars. Somehow, the 4GT there at the back, the gold one, manages to stay alive. Absolutely superb stuff there. Superb stuff there from the Dutchman. And he manages to stay in P5. In the only guy, I think, that actually owns a 4GT. Actually, no, that's a lie. There is another chap behind us that actually owns it, because we're all in rental cars, you can probably tell by the default livery. Now, this is a little bit of argy-bargy again. Again, I am concerned about the guy on the outside, but no one is helping him. So I get to keep that inside line, which is the quickest line. Get a bit of a bump draft from the Frenchman. It means we get to stay in P1. Now, they do temporarily go 3 wide there as we start lap 6. So there was I was 3 wide starting the lap, but again, they all start to separate and just kind of fall in line once more, and everyone is just trying to do the same thing essentially, which is get the toe and a bump draft all the way to the end. So qualifying is super important in this one. If you want a good chance of winning this one, you really need to start up high. So the faster your qualifying time, the better, and literally thousandths of a second are going to make a difference in your qualifying time. When you see the leaderboards by the end of the week, they're all going to be within a thousandth or two of each other. It's going to be really, really close. Anyways, penultimate lap, we're about to go on to the straight for the final lap of this race. I'm starting to make my car go even lower and lower now, because I'm petrified of someone going below the line and trying to go up the inside. So I've got to make sure on any sort of straight that's not possible. In the corners, there's no way. You can't go below the banking section. You'll just lose time. It's just not going to work. So you've got to stay in line, and it's only on the straights really where you've got to be super cautious. So as soon as I come off this banking section here, I'm just making sure that I'm staying as far left as I can. So I've basically got half my car on the yellow line now as we're about to get this straight done, and we're going to go on to the banking section for the last time in this race. Again, keeping it nice and low, doing about 180 miles an hour now. You can see we suddenly get the boost up to 185, slows down. The car just does not have the performance without the boost. You can see the chap behind me is going to go side by side, but thankfully I'm getting a nice little push from the Dutchman, I believe, and we are going to finish this race in P1, and we get a big fat W. Do we get any DR from it? No, absolutely not. But I don't care. It's not about that. This is just a race for fun, and you know when you get all those hectic people, hopefully they'll all just jump into this one. That's all they'll do. So we crashed in the first race, we won the second one. Superb stuff, right? Well, just an FYI, as good as the races are, there is an issue already. So this chap here, thankfully, I asked him, he put this on Twitter, and I asked him if I could use this footage, and he said yes. So this chap here, as you can see, just what's going on here, right? You're thinking, well, basically, the way it's working, for some reason, the guys in this lobby, they didn't start the race until lap 2. So this chap could just fully accelerate and just win it. He'll be a lap ahead already. So just do be wary of that. Do be wary of that. If you're doing this race, there are some issues. But hopefully you did enjoy the races, and hopefully enjoy this video. If you did, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff. And I'll catch you boys and girls for the next one. Have a lovely rest of your day. Ta-da.